this amazing woman, Shelley. And oh my God, Shelley Johnson is probably one of the most humble women I know. And just quickly, in case you don't know this, let me brag on her for a minute. She's a co-owner of LePage Johnson Group. She is highly regarded in real estate. She has a seven guys, icon award. She is in the top 5% of EXP Realty. Listen to this. Her team boasts $125 million. Production, everything. I mean, she does amazing things. You need to get to know her. And one of the honors that she received last year, and I was so excited. Was it last year or the year before? Has it been 2 years now, Shelley?
Sherry. For Cabo, you mean?
In Cabo, Brent started an award, and it's like a cultural, it's like the best person award, the best human award is what I'm going to call it. And he just started describing this person before he gave out the award. And everybody's just sitting around listening and listening. And all of a sudden he says, and it goes to Shelley. And the look on your face, and everybody, the crowd just stood up. We were roaring. And again, you're one of the most humble, giving people I know. And I'm so blessed to call you my friend and honored to have you on this call today. So I don't want to take up any more time with that. I just want you to dive into us because you've got so much to give, Shell. Thank you.
Thank you, Peggy. That was really, really kind of you. I just am humbled to be here. I'm excited to be asked to do this with all of you. This company is designed for you. It's designed for all of us. It's the first time in real estate history, and I know a lot of you on this call know this, that actually someone said to me, Shelley, I'm going to help you with your business. And Craig, my business partner too, like, we're going to help you with your business. This is not going to be like a transactional. You're going to have the opportunity to sell tons and tons of homes, and we're going to help you do that. But we're also going to give you this amazing opportunity to be able to create a legacy for yourself or build for your future and have something more than transactions. We have never had a piece of the pie before. It's always been an owner. And unfortunately, when Craig and I were at KW, I'm going to tell you a really quick story about us just to give you some background. It may help you with when you're talking to somebody, or also may help you as you're trying to think through your move for your life. But Craig and I were looking for something more for our team. We had been through the recession of 2008. We realized that the real estate world, there was no, like, unless you could buy a franchise, and honestly, there were no franchises to buy in KW at the time because the good territories have been brought up and they started making like sub territories. So the sub territories just weren't profitable, and the model in our industry is getting squeezed and more squeezed. And I thought, well, I wonder what we could do. And so the only thing I could think of was to go out and open a brokerage for our team. And that was really our path. Our path was to go open a brokerage for our team. And the dream was, what if we could build passive income for our team somehow? What if we could create a future for them and it wasn't all about Shelley and Craig? What if it was about other people? And little did I know this company called EXP was out there in the horizon, just budding up. And it was available to us. And literally, it's funny how when you start, like Peggy talks about manifestation. It's funny how when your mind starts to align and your goals and your dreams and your vision all come together, and if you open your mind a little bit, all of a sudden you start seeking more for yourself or for your family or for others. All of a sudden these things will happen in your life. And we started seeking for, I talked to Craig about it. He's like, you're right, we're only as good as our last transaction. We need more than that. And we were on the hunt for an office space. We were on the hunt to find some place for our agents to be able to work together in a space. And we're going to build this wealth building opportunity for them with doing flips or doing some kind of syndicated buys and being able to do that. And that's a little scary because, when you take on buying investments. Yes, we're good realtors, but we can't control the economy. And I didn't know what the economy was going to do. And I didn't want people's college funds for their kids to be locked up in some investment with me because I made a bad decision. So it was a little nerve-wracking thinking about doing that. In the meantime, though, EXP was plopped in our lap, and Craig was like, look at this model. This is exactly what you've been talking about, Shelley. This is the dream that you've been having for our team and for us. And I was like, oh, it's only another company. It's splits, commissions. I was not interested in joining another company, if you will. So it took about 2 weeks. He kept telling me, watch this video, watch this video. You all have heard of it. It's the modelexplained.com, right? And someone probably has asked you to watch that video. If you haven't, watch it. If you watched it, watch it again. If you watched it twice, watch it 10 times, watch it 15 times, watch that video, because it will help you understand more and more about the company and the opportunity that's sitting in front of you. So what's really cool about that is Craig made me sit down and watch it, and he put me in conversation with Brent Gobe. He said, Shelley, I said, get this guy on the phone. It's like 10 minutes in. I'm like, okay, I understand what you're saying here, but I want to talk to a person. I'm a people to people person, right? So he gets Brent on the phone, and we have a call with him. He's like, hey, rather than me sit here and try and tell you about this company, why don't you come to our shareholders event? And I'm thinking, okay, where is that at? He goes, well, it's in Coronado Island. And I'm like, that's on the other side of the universe. We're in North Carolina and Charlotte. You want us to fly to California? It is May. I am swamped. We have builders we're working with. We are literally like getting ready to list 54 luxury homes. We have bankers on our necks. Like, all this stuff is going on. Real estate is exploding. You don't leave in May to go look at an opportunity to move companies. That just doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like, this is crazy. So what did he do? Brent Go Fashion, he goes, I'll pay for your hotel. I'll pay for one night hotel. And the funny thing was, it wasn't the fact that Brent was going to pay for our hotel. It was the fact that Brent, because we could buy a hotel, what's it, a couple $100, for the night? I'm like, we could pay for our hotel rooms. It was the fact that he was willing, he believed in it so much that he was willing to put his money where his mouth was. And he said, rather than me doing you the disservice of trying to explain this to you over the phone, let me get you in front of people, the founder of the company, Jason Gessing, we're going to get you in front of Leo Pareja. We're going to get you in front of Glenn Sanford. You're going to talk to Gene Frederick. He had a region and 6 franchises. And that just rung in my head. Like, a man like Gene Frederick, who in my mind was like the king of real estate, he had a region and 6 franchises. Like, and I was thinking if I could just have bought one franchise and maybe I might buy a sub franchise. I'm like, there's more to this story. So what did we do? We got, like, if you would have said to Brent, like, let's think about this a minute. If you would have said to Brent, would you think that Shelley would get on a plane and fly out there? If he had known what was in my heart at the moment, he would have said no. But he didn't let that stop him from asking the question. And he made me ruminate on it. So I went home that night, Craig and I did, and I came back the next day to work. We're not married, by the way, for those of you who don't know that. I talked to my husband about it. Kevin's like, you need to look at this. This is bigger than you. He's like, if you're really thinking about going out and opening a small brokerage, why don't you go look at this? So we get on a plane. Oh, by the way, this was 4 days notice. This is not, we had weeks to plan it or anything like that. This was like my busiest time ever in my entire real estate career ever. And I had 4 days notice to do it. And we had to fly over to California. So we do that. We look at it. And I'm like, this is such a massive opportunity. We cannot wait to make this move. We just need to move. So what did we do? We moved in June. We had 35 million under contract, 60 homes listed. Like, who does that? I didn't worry about what we could lose. All I could see was the upshot of where we could go. So I'm telling you, sharing the story with you, because if you ever have a person like me or someone that's on the fence, you have that story to arm yourself with, because I will tell you something right now, this opportunity is bigger than what it was when I joined in 2017. It's bigger. And you're like, how could that possibly be? Let me explain to you how it's possible. It's possible because we just went through a really hard recession for our industry. And what about all the scary things? We've been through COVID. Now we're not a virtual now virtual is normal. When I joined, virtual was not normal. People were like, oh, sorry, my phone is blowing up. People must like to talk to me today. So, virtual was not normal. People were like, oh, you're not going to have an office. Oh, you're going to go be a recruiter. It wasn't normal for an agent to go out and have an opportunity to build for their life, for their family. Now it is. So, and the other thing is we're coming through a recession. So realtors are now like, oh, I need other income besides just transactions. Oh, it is normal to have a virtual platform to work off. Oh, I am going to get the support that I need. Oh, we do have a community. We do have live events. We do have a great foundation of companies, of people that are, you're not just like, our company's not just full of people that try to do real estate, like a transactional company. We're agents that perform at high level. So you're working with people that run at the highest level possible. And guess what? If you're like, no matter where you are, whether you did your first transaction or you're doing your 10,000th transaction, there is no lid. There's no ceiling for you, that person. So the cool thing is you just pop them into an opportunity where they are getting ready. All they got to do is swim with you, swim with all of us. Maybe you've never sold a home before, but guess what? You have a group of people that have, and we just swim together. And the reason that may sound strange to you, I'm at the ocean, by the way, so I'm looking at it, so it's a little in my face. But if you're swimming, right, and you're trying to catch, you're a surfer, what do? You just like swim really, 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 really hard to catch that wave, because if you don't, you're going to miss it. And then you got to wait 4 or 5 more swells to come through before the next wave comes through you can catch. So the best wave is the one you're swimming the hardest for, right? That's the best wave. So right now our industry is in that place where we can swim because people are ready for more. And right now they understand it, that it's like, oh, they have clarity over what this model is. So now all they have to do is make a decision to join and jump on the wave with you. And right now, I believe in the next 18 to 24 months, if you just jump in full force with this attraction thing, you're going to build something. Oh, that was great for Jean.
Whoops.
That was great for Shelley. That was great for Veronica Figueroa or Tina Call, like Brent Go. No, it's great for you. This is your opportunity to grab it. I'm telling you. And guess what? Now we've kind of like, we know what we're doing now, and we're able to help you better than before. Before we were like trying to like tread water to keep up. Now we like understand exactly what it takes to build an organization, exactly what it takes to sell tons of real estate, and how to run them simultaneously and make it easy for you. So one of the things I'm going to ask you to lean into really, really hard. And a lot of people we're like lone wolves. We always do everything by ourselves because we can do it ourselves. We don't need anybody else. Like, how many of you, can you raise your hand? How many of you are try to do it, to go it alone? Yeah, me too. I like have 2 hands up because I'm horrible about that. I think, oh, I can just do it myself. Oh, I'll just do it. No problem. We're all guilty of it because you're a realtor, because you are like, I don't want to work in an office environment from 9 to 5 and be stuck in a hole. Like, I want my ceiling to be lifted. And you think that if you run with other people, it's going to somehow dim your light. It's not. It actually amplifies who you are. Because if you can lean into people and you guys use the 3-way call, because all you really need to do, people are afraid. A lot of times this phone weighs like 5,000 pounds. Like, I'm not joking. I literally did a post about this. I have the same problem. People are like, oh, we have a big organization. Well, I didn't build it alone. I built it with people. Brent and Jean said, I will help you. We're telling you we will help you. So all you got to do is say, hey, Peggy, Jean, Shelley, Craig, whoever you want that you feel like could align with the person you're talking to, would you do a 3-way Zoom with me? We're going to be like, absolutely. Let's get on that Zoom call. And all you have to do is say, invite them to talk to someone who you respect. It's like, oh my gosh, have you ever met Peggy Delano? I can't Peggy Delano. She is amazing. Like, she has got so much in her. She is such a great leader. I want you to meet her. We're going to do a 3-way call together. And then you just invite them and say a quick call. That's the key, because people are busy and they want to get on and off. They don't want to hang on the phone with you. They want to get their high Ds, their drivers. They want to get on and off. So invite them to the call, and then we'll do a quick call with them and we'll discover what their needs are. The worst thing we can do is try to EXP on people. And you guys have probably heard that term before. But what does that mean? That means you're trying to stab in the dark of like what they're to be is not necessarily what's important to them. I was attracted to revenue share. I thought, wow, if I could just pay our what's that thing? Oh, lease on our little space we had, or if I could just cover a little bit of our expenses, that would be amazing. Guess what it's done? It's afforded Craig and myself and many people on our team the opportunity to have the life we really want, rather than being stuck in a hole, like, because what is our equalizing factor or equalizer in life? It's time. Time was the equalizer. And no matter, and I used to, that hit me when I was younger, but it's hit now that we're in this company, I understand it even more, because real estate has a ceiling. We think it doesn't, but it does. The ceiling is our time. And then whether we're able to make enough money to get some of our time back by hiring people, right? So it's like we're hand strapped by time. And this company has literally allowed us to like leverage what was going all the way to the owners, to all of us. And that's why we're all supporting and helping each other, because we have our time back to be able to do that. And we're growing this thing together. So um I had a whole bunch of notes, but I told that story to you instead because I felt like it's so important for you to hear it. To hear
Yeah.
something about, and so you know where you are. Like Gino asked the question, do you know where you are? Do you guys really know where you are right now? Do you know that?
Everybody should write that down.
Pardon?
Everyone should write that question down. Do you really know where you are right now?
Because because it's important, because if you don't, there's a couple things I'm going to ask you to do. One, you cannot go this alone. So you're like, well, what do I do? Well, you guys are here, so you want this, and I know that, and I'm excited about that. So first of all, pat yourself on the back, because we're all here this morning, right? We all did the thing. We got on the Zoom, and then what we got to do is take this action and then apply it today. So the 1% Club is every single week with Brent. You guys all, who knows Brent? Who loves Brent? Like, who's a huge fan? Like, does he fill your bucket?
Absolutely.
He fills your bucket. So we need bucket fillers in our life, because life will absolutely kick us in the side. I have had it happen to me every day this week. I've been kicked in the side. It's on some level. On some level, something stupid has happened. Like stupid, like that will kick me in the side, that could get me off my mental game, right? Something dumb has happened to me every single day this week. Am I focused on that? Heck no. But you need to get on that 1% call, because when those stupid things happen, some of them are monumental, some of them are just dumb, right? Like, I don't know, like the air conditioner blew up in your house. Like ours was yesterday. We had people in here with ladders trying to fix their air conditioner. My sofa came in all wrong, and they don't want to fix it. Like, all this stupid stuff happens. Those are distractions. Those are taking you off course for what your bigger purpose is. So let those become distractions. Your mom might call you mad because her dog got out and the neighbor was mad and blah, 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 right? Those are distractions. Those are not your bigger purpose. So that's like the devil getting in and saying, don't do what's good for you, do what's good for me. So don't let the devil in. I think there's a song or something about that, or some book. I don't know. Um, but the point is yeah, just do the thing. So what I'm going to ask you to do is what I did this week, which was super uncomfortable for me. I did a Instagram on this, and it was real. Eric Orland, if you don't know him, is amazing. He is a great cold caller. I am not. I've always been like, hey, I'm Shelly. I want to know you. Like, I feel weird calling people, right? That's weird to me. Some of you are great at this. I am not great at this. Well, I am now. So this week, Eric had been asking me for 2 weeks. He's like, Shelly, let's get on some calls. We're going to nail this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Someone sees something in you. Isn't that awesome when someone sees something in you? It's like, it makes you feel good. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We got this. They see it in you. So we get on the call. So we set up a time. I see him at Super Bowl. Peggy saw us. We were sitting next to each other over at
Each other right in the living room here.
right there. He's like, hey, Shell, you going to do this calling thing with me tomorrow? And I'm like, yeah, I'm all in. I'm Super Bowl. I'm happy, right? I'm like, yeah. But in the back, little voice way back here was going, I don't really want to do that, but I'm going to do it because Eric's asking me to do it because he's my friend and he's had success at it and he knows what he's doing. Okay. So this is the Shelly talk. Okay. This literally was happening in the back of my head. Then the next day happens. I got my Zooms. I'm busy. I'm doing all my things. And guess what? Oh, crap. That time called that I promised Eric that we would do a Zoom and we would get on. Well, first of all, I didn't have all my contacts because I'm not a cold caller. So I didn't have everything all organized. I had some calls I had made before and they're in some CRM I couldn't even open. I'm texting my assistant. Like, this is literally happens. I'm telling you the truth here. Like this is how it rolls. It doesn't matter what level performer you are. I'm literally texting my assistant going, what's my login for my CRM group? Because I can't get in it. I'm like, I locked myself out. And I'm like, so I'm in there and I'm like, not really prepared because I've been on Zooms all day and I'm nervous. I'm thinking, oh man, I look like an idiot. So then I'm like, he's like, who wants to go first? Do you think I raised my hand? Heck no. We had 3 of us on this call. So Eric goes first and the other guy goes, and then it's my turn. I'm like, oh, give me a minute. I'm still locked out of my CRM. I mean, this is real life. I get in my CRM finally. I make one call. The first call, nobody answers. Oh, it's next. Oh, shoot. Thank goodness. No one answered. Next goes back to Eric. Eric makes his call. I'm like, listening to him. Oh, he's so suave. Like this guy has got it. He is dialed in on his words, right? I'm like, oh no, this is not Shelly. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it somehow. Next guy goes, same thing. Sounds really, really good. Comes back to me. Okay, I get a lady on the phone. She's not that nice. She's like, I'm not interested, blah, 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 blah. Right. But she wasn't mean. She didn't hang up on me. She didn't cuss me out. She wasn't nasty, nasty. She was just annoyed to be talking to me. Hung up the phone. I'm like, whew, that's done. Okay, then the next one, no one called, no call. The next one, the guy answers. Guess how he answered? He was like, hey, hey, Alex, this is Shelly Johnson. How are you doing? And he's like, I'm great. I'm like, and I started going through my little thing with him. We have an appointment tomorrow. Oh no, Friday. We have an appointment on Friday. And guess what? He's a $20 million icon producer. And
Well,
and he's an investor. So I found out he's an investor. He understands passive income. That was, and then I had to go because I had to go pick up Micah's kids. But my point is like 4 calls, to make 5 calls today. I'm not even asking you to call people you don't know. I want you to just call some people you know. So while we're on this call, write down 5 names that you're going to call today. Because we got to take action. We can do these Zooms and we can, yeah, and that's like the Mel Robbins high five. Like, so 5 calls, that's high five. And make those calls. I guarantee you that you will be able to connect with somebody and be able to get a conversation. Guarantee it. Like, are you open-minded? The question is, there's some key words here. Would you be open-minded to look at an opportunity where you could have passive income for your future? Right? Would you be open-minded? It doesn't just ask the question open-minded. Oh, sorry, I'm like looking over here to see what people are saying. So yeah, just ask that question. And then the other thing is, I was watching something this morning. I should have saved it for you all. It was more about statements than questions because statements can feel pointed sometimes. And we always say ask a lot of good questions, but really it's like, okay, let me give you an example. I know Jeff on here because he's like my buddy from my team. He's on my team. and uh, and he was a former police officer, right? So this is scary for me. so so Jeff is let's say that I know that he and his wife went to the horse show this weekend. I don't know if that's true or not. Did y'all go do something with horses this weekend? Okay, good. All right. So this is what I'm going to say to Jeff. Hey Jeff, it looked like you and Robin had an incredible time at the horse this weekend. Tell me about that. So like you're asking a question like that. It's not super pointed. It's more of a statement. It looked like you had an incredible time at the horse show this weekend. And like more statements, because then it opens them up and say, oh, and he might say to me, yeah, we really had a great time. We took King. He's getting a little older, but Freedom, she really performed well. She's getting grown up now. Like, he might start telling me a little bit because he's excited about that. And then what I would say to Jeff would be, that's awesome. Tell me about what happened that would made it so exciting. You know, so it's more of a statement, like you're telling them to take rather than the question. So I learned that this morning of all things. Yeah. So someone said, I believe you're referring to your sphere. So it could be anybody. It could be 5 agents you did transactions with that over the past 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is. It could be someone that you are an acquaintance with that's a realtor that you're talking to. So it does not have to be someone that you have a close relationship with. In fact, I encourage you to make some calls a little bit further outside your sphere. You can still call the sphere people, but those are 5 extras. So that's extra credit. But if you can make 5 calls to some people that you're in your peripheral, that you know them or you know of them. But you can, and also here's a couple things I learned from Eric. 1, you have to edify yourself. The mistake I made with the first agent is I did not edify myself. The reason she was grumpy, 1, she just thought I was a salesperson calling, which I'm not. I am, but I'm not. I mean, I was calling because I'm actually doing her a favor. Like it would be a disservice to her for me not to call her and share this opportunity with her. And you have to believe that in your whole heart that you are doing this out of favor for somebody else. And I do believe that. I believe that this company is so powerful and changes so many lives. How greedy would it be for me to keep it to myself and not offer it to other people and help them along the ride? That's greedy. So the edifying yourself is important. And edifying yourself could be, hey, I'm a realtor. You could never sold a house before. So when you edify yourself, I'm a realtor, you know, that sells, there's a high performer, because you're performing at a high level. Even if you've never sold a house before, are you not making your calls? Are you not working your butt off to get that first deal? Yes. You're a high performing realtor in the Charlotte Lake Norman market. And whatever it is, I'm on one of the top teams, whatever it is, you got it. You could be the best husband or the best wife in the world, the best mom, the best friend, the best daughter, whatever it is, you're a high performer. Okay. So we got to get these stories out of our mind of who we are. But you got to look, we all push ourselves down for some reason. I don't know if everybody does on this call, but we tend to like minimize ourselves for sometimes for the sake of others. So just, if you're a great mom, you're a great mom. If you're a great dog owner, a great horse owner, a great granddaddy, whatever you are great at, you are a high performer in that. So own it. And then it will all in energy cells. So, and that sounds weird, but Tony Robbins is a high energy guy. Like, I'm not on this call like this. If I sat back like this, I was like, hey guys, you know, I really want you to do your 3-way calls. I really want you to, if your energy level's low, then you're not going to be attractive to people. If you're like, I'm sitting straight up in my chair, my torso's elongated, and because I really want to give you everything I've got. Like, I'm not doing this for me. I want to give it everything I've got. It may not be perfect. I may not say the right things, but something will resonate with 1 or 2 people. Hopefully, that's the goal. And maybe 1 or 2 things you're like, that Shelly, she's crazy. That's okay. If you think I'm crazy, I am. But I'm crazy because I love people. So my point is just do those things, like get in the energy zone. You got to be in the right zone. You can't be slumped back. Poor Jeff, he was so sweet. I asked him to do me a favor and he like did it right away for me. Like he just did it. I was like, should you shoot me a testimonial video just to like for me? And he did. He said he was a little bit like laid back, like in the chair, and he's like, yeah, we had a great time in Puerto Rico. It was amazing. And I was like, I called him up, like, Jeff, is everything okay? Like I was like, did I make you mad? And like I was like, I mean, I'm like, you gotta shoot that again, because he's a high energy guy. Like, I was not my Jeff. I'm like, what? I'm like, I thought something was wrong. I called him up. Um, so I just want you to guys to come at this with your heart. If you come
Mhm.
at this with your heart, and sometimes you don't even know why you like somebody. You just like them because of who they are, right? They don't have to be like the smartest person. They just want to run with you. Like, oh my God, I need that person's energy. Oh my, if I could just run and hang out with them, I'd feel better. I live next door to Brent Gove. Do you guys know this? He's my like
Literally next door.
literally
They share
like Peggy saw. It's like we're in a college dorm, like 10 feet. I can run out my door, run in his door, and vice versa. So energy, like that is so important to me. Like that to be in proximity to people of energy, because it helps me do more for others. It's not because it's not for Shelly. It's because it makes me it makes me feel good to be around high energy, but also it helps me do better for others, because every time I'm around Brent, my brain is a little happier. Like I'm a little bit more energized. I have more energy myself to be able to give more. So, I mean, and there's lots of people like that. I mean, Jean's like that. Susan's like that. I mean, like so your proximity of who you're around, you have to level that up. So like if your grandchild has incredible energy, like my niece is 8, I freaking love that little girl. I hope she never change. I hope no one knocks that out of her. I've said that to her. I'm like, I don't care what happens in your life, stay you. Like, please, like, I just want to wrap her up and like keep her. She's so innocent and so energetic. We have to find that child in ourselves again, because it's in there. But you got to find that people, whether it's a child or a friend or whoever it is, that gives that to you. You guys, and then it's our duty to give it back to them. It's not all about us to take from them. We need to be reciprocating that. So what'll happen is you do these things. Call your 5 people. Do you guys have 5 people written down?
Just go through your phone. You've got 5 people.
Yeah.
There's not one person that says they don't.
Oh, you don't have 5 people? Okay, let me help you. Who is that? Can I talk to that person? Who is it? Someone like unlike yourself. We're gonna help you. I'm gonna help you right now. Are you comfortable unliking yourself?
Who said they didn't have 5 people?
I'm gonna help you. Okay, it doesn't matter. Let me give you some ideas.
Just role
So,
play.
okay, who wants to role play?
I'll role play with you.
Who said that? I can't see. Is
I'm
this?
Samia.
I see Samia. Okay, awesome. Okay. Ugh. Yeah, I just told you I don't like doing cold calling, but I'll do it with you because you're my friend. All right, you ready? All right,
Yeah.
ring ring.
Hello.
Hi, Samia. This is Shelly Johnson. How are you doing?
I'm great. How can I help
Awesome.
you?
I'm calling you. I'm actually a top realtor in the Charlotte Lake Norman area. I have a team, and I saw your production report, and it looks like you're really doing amazing in selling and listing homes. I
Oh,
just want to
thanks. Did you see
congratulate.
that?
I saw it on one of the MLS reports. I watch agents to see who's top performing because I love other top performers. I love to connect with them.
Oh, okay.
I love her. Sammy, you're great. You're like a really good role. You're tough. So you're like, okay, great. This sounds
Happen.
sometimes this sounds sometimes like people that I talk to. You're doing a good job. So Sammy, tell me what was working for you in your real estate last year? What helped you be such a top performer last year?
Well, I owned the Keller Williams franchise, so I got a lot of great training, and I just apply it.
Awesome. Are you with Keller Williams currently? Is that where you hang your license currently?
No, I went on my own.
That is amazing. I actually was considering doing the same myself. And we found another opportunity. Would you be open-minded to look at something that would create passive income for your future?
Well, I don't do the multi-level thing.
I totally get, I sound a little like scripted when I say this, so forgive me. I get that in a big way. I actually how long have you been in real estate, Samia?
Over 30 years.
Awesome. I been in real estate 20 years myself, and I remember 2008. Do you remember how was your market in 2008?
It was bad.
It was bad. Yeah. Did you were you approached to do a lot of multi-level marketing back then? I was.
Um, a little bit.
Yeah. And I was so adamant that I was not a multi-level marketer. I just wanted to sell real estate. I did not want to like muddy the water with any kind of like MLM or anything like that. I just wanted to sell real estate, and I just put my head down and worked extra hard. I bet you did the same thing.
I did.
Yeah, we're very similar. So, Samia, let me ask you a question. Like when you're thinking about MLM, like are you thinking what does that mean to you?
Oh, you have to go talk to people into getting in your group so that you can make more money, and they have to sell this and that and have parties and all that.
You're not a partier, huh?
Not for selling, no.
I hear you. Well, Samia, I appreciate where you're coming from. I felt the same way. I'm a heads down, hardworking agent. That's why I was a I've been a top performer and a top performer. And when I looked at the opportunity with EXP, I was considering the same things. First of all, I didn't like hang out with other realtors. I sold houses, and my clients were my friends. I mean, that's just a reality of it. I literally did not really realize the influence I had. And what if you were able to take exactly what you're doing with your brokerage, and I know you're a top performer, and that you would actually be able to get your everything you put into the company back in awarded stock, so it would be for your future because you're an icon agent. Does that sound interesting to you to understand what the numbers could look like for you?
Possibly. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Got burned in the stock market, so I'm kind of
So
leery.
I understand, but my thing is like as a realtor, we're only as good as our last transaction. And I really think we need to do ourselves the service of like looking at things. And I was super closed-minded when it came to looking at EXP initially myself, but boy, am I glad I did. It's literally changed my life, and I'd love to jump on a Zoom with you.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, awesome. Are you available this afternoon at like maybe 3 o'clock?
Um, yeah, I could do that.
Awesome. I'm going to send you a Zoom link right now. I'm also going to send you a 9-minute video that's just going to give you a quick overview of the company. Could you watch that prior to us meeting? That way we can be efficient. I can answer your questions and really get to the point and make sure we're on point with our conversation.
Yeah, I'll try to do that.
Awesome. I'll send that to you. I'll send you a Zoom link, and I'm also going to send you a calendar invite. Could I get your email address, Samia?
Yep, Samia@samiamorgan.com.
Perfect. Be on the lookout for that. I'm going to text it. I'm going to email it to you, and I'm also going to send you a calendar invite. So I'm super excited to connect with you. Thank you so much for this call. I really appreciate it. You're the
All
best.
right. Thanks, Shirley.
So she gave me a hard time. Like she's a taught, that's very typical. But you know what? I made mistakes all through that. You guys, did you feel like I made some mistakes? You can be honest. Did you feel like I could have done better? I do. But guess what? We got the conversation. We got to where we wanted to go. So the mistakes are
Recovery
okay.
was great. I mean, you were digging in, and I mean, you do this a lot, but you know,
Don't.
you were identifying with the things that I was saying with my objections, and you were
Okay.
bringing in your history and your story to validate and explain. And I thought you were great.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So let me help somebody who doesn't have a story, feels like they don't have a story. So today, let's say we have the exact Samia on the phone. We have her on the phone, same girl, same 30-year experience. You know what, Sammy, I can relate to this. I have a very close friend, Shelly, and she had a similar experiences as you. Would you be open to looking at this? And then let's jump on a Zoom call. I love just to put a face with a name. And then I would love, and then once you get her on the Zoom call, what's the next thing you do on a let's break down a three-way call real quick too. I'm going to do that with you before we hang up. I don't know how much time I have left, but I just want to do this with you guys because it's important and I want you to be
2 minutes. You're good.
okay. So Samia, let's pretend like, that's why it's so important to go to Cabo and go to some of these events, because masterminds, because what's going to happen from stage is you're going to pick up stories. And I don't care if you're friends with the person or not. We're friends in this company and we help each other. That's what we do. So if your friend Phil Stringer was living in a car when he came to his first event, that's your story. Phil Stringer is your friend. I'm your friend. Peggy's story is we're all friends. So you're my really dear friend. You need to make them close to you. My business partner had a similar, you can say it can be friend, hi. It can be business partner. It can be friend. It can be anything you want them, they want them to be. And then what you do is you jump on the Zoom with them, get the call, send the 9-minute video to them. Did you hear what I said? We did a calendar invite. I send them a text message and an email. So three ways so they cannot mess up missing that appointment.
Which
Okay.
9-minute video do you send?
I will get Peggy to send that to your group this afternoon. Okay. I'll, I'll get that. I wish, someone's got to be here and have it. If someone has it, drop it in the chat. If not, I'll have Peggy send it this afternoon.
Agent attraction, Shelley.
Is that what it is?
Is
Agent
that
attraction?
the new one? There's a brand new one that just came out.
There's a brand new one through the
Right.
company.
Yeah, I know that, but just asking what Shelley uses.
I use the one.
There's so many. There are lots of.
Yeah, I've been
It-
using the one to the company. I have it. I'll make sure Peggy has ours
That's
too. I
good.
just don't.
I'll post it later.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
So the 9-minute video goes out to them. So that way, the reason I do that is because you want them to have some general understanding. Otherwise, you spend your time spinning your wheels. Let's talk about the art of the three-way call. So when a three-way call, you guys may have heard this before, and if it's repetitive, forgive me. But what you do is once you get that appointment with her, with Samia, we don't hang on the call with her. We need to be busy and in a hurry. Busy people get things done. So Samia, we've only got 15 minutes together, but I want to make sure I answer some of your questions. And then what do we do at the end of that 15-minute call with Samia? We get the next call. So the next appointment, you do not leave a listing appointment, a buyer appointment, any appointment without an actionable next step with a calendar date. And I don't care if you don't know that person's that you're doing the three-way call, like you couldn't get them to commit to a time with you yet. Just set something up for like 4 days out, 5 days out and say, would this time or this time work with Samia? Samia, would noon, would 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time or 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time work for you on, I don't know, whatever day, next week's day, like, let's say next Monday, whatever day that is, the 15th, 16th, whatever that is. The 16th, and Sammy will go, yeah, 2 o'clock works. It doesn't matter if you have in your mind that you wanted to be Peggy to be your three-way caller, don't worry about that. Just get the appointment. Because what happens if I get off that call with Samia, she will get in her head and she will not schedule another appointment because she'll just kick the ball down the lane because she doesn't think it's that important yet. You haven't built enough credibility to make the move important enough for her yet.
Shelley,
So, yeah.
do you remember 8 years ago, Tucker Overstreet in Dallas?
Yes.
Brent Gove got you and I on the call, and I'm sure he said, Shelley, do you have 20 minutes? I want to get a couple people on the phone with you. And he got us on the phone, and the importance of a three-way call or a three-way meeting cannot be underestimated.
Correct.
Cannot be.
Correct.
Very, very important.
Because let me share with why he's saying that. The reason he's saying that is because when you do a three-way call, you're now, they think that they're only got you. No offense, but they don't only want Shelly. I mean, they want to know that you have a community. One of the biggest fears I hear is we don't have a community in a virtual platform. Who are my people going to be?
Right.
Like, who am I going to be running with? Like, I love Peggy, but who else is Peggy running with? Oh, she's running with Jean Frederick, or she's running with Annie, or she's running with anybody on this call, Kevin, anybody. So all of a sudden now the community just got bigger. And a lot of times they see you as their peer. So you're their equal. So you can edify the person on the other call to a higher level. You can say, wow, Tara, now that girl, she's amazing. She runs da 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 da, and you just lay out her credentials really fast. Now, what if you gotten on the call this morning and Peggy had just said, "Here's Shelly," and you didn't edify me? You'd be like, "Who the heck is that? Why do I care? Why do I care what she has to say?" Right? But so let me give you the art of the three-way call. It's quick. Here, Shelly did this, 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 this. Done. Like 15, 20 seconds max on me. Then you spend about a minute edifying Samia. So let's pretend like Peggy is my three-way call. I connected Samia with Peggy. And I said, I'm gonna do my edification of Peggy. Peggy's amazing. She's an incredible leader. She's someone I highly respect, someone who's done great things in the industry, blah, 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 blah. And Samia, she's a $30 million producer. She's a leader in the Charlotte market. She sells a lot of real estate. Her marketing and luxury is on point. So I'm just gonna edify the heck out of Samia, because here's one thing people don't do. They don't edify themselves. So even though Peggy did that, it makes me feel good. Does it not make you feel good when someone edifies you? You're like, wow, like they really get me. They actually understand who I am, that I try, that I do that. Like, because we just go through life and we just do all these things and no one tells us a good job. We just do it. So Samia now, all of a sudden, now she's edified that she's this top producer doing blah, 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 blah. And she's a mom of 3. She's got her grandchildren. What's important to Samia? That's what you want to edify. It doesn't all have to be about production, by the way. It has to be about them. So, and that you get them, like, oh, wow, like Shelly gets me. She likes me. She gets me. So now that happens. Now the person that invites that person to the call, zip it up.
Exactly.
Let the person that you invited to the call run the call. So like if I interject, because what happens is they're taking them on a path. I learned this from Jean Frederick. Jean said, and I was terrible, probably. I'm sure I was interrupting him, like, Jean, like, don't forget this and don't forget that. And like you feel like you got to help, like you're a helper. We're helpers. We're like big helpers in this industry. Don't help. You're actually messing it up, because they're taking that person on a path, and there's a reason they didn't ask the question when they did. There's an art to what they're doing. They've been doing it a long time. So let them do that piece and just sit back and listen and take really good notes, because you're going to learn a lot. At the bottom, we don't have long list of already. I love that, Stephen. Actually, that does not matter, because you're a leader. There's attributes about every person on this call. We want to play small in our minds. Stephen, I hear where you're coming from. It does not matter. But you might have a top producer on the call. So it's really not about you. I mean, it's more like we're going to edify you. Like Stephen's crushing it with, maybe you do investments. Maybe you do, maybe you have a family that you've helped, or like a success story, or like it's really, honestly, like, I don't really care what anyone says about me on the first. For me, myself, it's all about the person attending. You just want to give some edification that the person, they're credible. All you're doing is building some credibility. So that's a good question, Stephen. I love that you asked the question, but the reality of it is not trying to grow my community solo agent. I feel so alone in my business. Love this. Great. Oh, that's nice. Thanks, Peggy. Thanks, Peggy, for doing that. JC loves you. Okay. So let me get back to this. So the three-way call. So basically that's going to go on. And then here's the thing. We don't want to keep them on the call forever. Again, next appointment. So let's pretend like Peggy's talking. She's the one that's doing all of the explaining of the company and everything. And then she's going to ask you, when she wants you to speak, she's going to say, Shelley, what's your perspective on blank? Because maybe she wants you to add something in to validate what she said, but she's going to be very intentional in how she brings you into the call. So Samia, while we're on this call, next we need another appointment. Who else could we connect them with? Just keep the momentum. Now, if the person's just dead and they're just not going to move, then they're dead. They're not, I mean, then you just keep a relationship going, right? And then you ask them to join a call in a month or two. There's been people that I've courted for 2 to 3 years, but they're in our company. 2 to 3 years I courted some agents. It's okay. It was painful, but it was okay.
It happens.
It happens, right? They just didn't know yet that it was their time. So they're here now and they love it. So that's amazing. But anyways, does that help everybody with the 3-way call and how to start going?
Absolutely. And one of the things on the 3-way call with Gene is he likes to, like you said, Shell, he likes to ask the questions. He leads it. He doesn't want you to tell them all these things about him in the beginning and stuff. Don't give him a whole bio on them. Let him ask his questions and let him have his opinion as he goes. He finds that it's much more authentic, organic, whatever catchword you want to use. Shelley, one of the things that we had said, and God, we're going to have Shelley back another time. What do you think, guys? This call is super amazing. When you're looking to attract a top team, I know I hear a lot of times, oh my God, they'll never talk to me. You know, what is it about attracting top teams that we should know? And again, if they won't talk to you, you've got a whole community that we can embrace and lift you up. But why should we be looking at top teams and why do they want to come to EXP?
Can I share something with you, a secret?
You can.
So the whole time Craig and I were at Keller Williams, not one person talked to me personally about joining their company. Not one. They talked to my teammates about joining their company, like, oh, because they're afraid to make the call to the top agent, right? They talked to my teammates, I'd hear it. They'd be like, oh yeah, Remax called me the other day, Shelley, or Sotheby's called me and blah, 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 blah. Like I'd hear about it, but they never called Craig or I, and they still don't. They don't call Craig or I. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
So
what do you think that is?
it's the pretty girl at prom. She didn't get asked. She didn't go to prom because she didn't get asked, right? So that should give you some comfort in its own. Like just have genuine interest. Like if someone approaches me, just be genuinely interested in me. Like care about me, care about, so I think that goes for any top team. And here's the thing, just be quick. They don't have a lot of time. So you got to catch their attention fast because we're hit with all kinds of sales stuff for our teams, right? Like the amount of sales calls we get are insane. So relate to me quickly. I'm a realtor too. I respect what you do. Like edify me. Quick, tell me who you are quickly. I'm a top agent in the Charlotte market, blah, 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 whatever it is that you, I'm from Florida and my friend Joe, like find a commonality of someone, why we should connect. Like find someone I know, like someone talked to you, said, and ask them about me. And that, like that's kind of the approach I take with top teams. They just want to be related. They want to be respected and they just want an opportunity. We're all looking for an opportunity as top teams. So I hope that's helpful because I mean, that's the reality. We're not getting asked.
You know what? And I just thought of something. Sarah, we did this with Debbie. She saw a top agent and she loved this woman was all over Facebook, social media. So Deb on Sarah's team, she called her and said, hey, I would love to know more about what you're doing with social media or something like that. So she connected with her that way. And she actually had they met, didn't they meet for coffee? She didn't end up joining. That's a whole nother story, but she got the appointment because she reached out to the agent and said, I can't believe what you're doing. Would you talk to me about that? Would you share your knowledge? And she started edifying her.
Absolutely. That's perfect. That's exactly what you should do is reach out to people on some common ground of something that's interesting that you value about what they're doing. Absolutely. I mean, that it's really, really not difficult. I have dogs. If someone called me and said, oh my gosh, Shelley, what are you doing in Montana? Tell me about it. I'm freaking gonna get on the call and be like, oh my gosh, you're gonna love it, blah, blah, blah. You should come out and visit me. Like they're probably gonna get an invite to my house. Like that's probably what's gonna happen. So they didn't have to do anything. But if you call me and say, hey, you want to move to EXP? I'm probably gonna be like, not really. I'm happy. I'm happy where I am. Like I'm not really like, I'm gonna feel unrecruitable. I feel very unrecruitable right now because I'm so happy with what we have going on in our company. I'm super like unrecruitable. I love my people, right? I would never leave my people, first of all, right? The money is money, but people are more important to me.
Mhm.
But you never know what other things can stem out of a relationship. It doesn't always have to be about them moving companies. I mean, there's just incredible people out there that you can learn from and become better because of. So I don't ever get offended. That's another thing is don't take it personal. Like it's not about you. It's about them. So
Mhm.
so that lady that was grumpy, I felt bad. I actually kind of I didn't take it personal, but I felt bad because I didn't do a good enough job helping her be interested. That was my only thing I felt bad about. I'm like, oh, I sucked at that. I didn't do a good job. Which I figured that out. So the next time I didn't do it again. Say thank you, Tara. Everybody wants to be seen. They want to be invited. Invite people to things. Like I'm going to tell you, if you guys need to sell houses right now, the one thing you could do is set up a mini event for next week. If you need to sell a house right now and you want to like this is not attraction, but if you want to make some money right now, set up a mini event at your local brewery and just invite some people, your sphere, people that will refer to you. And
Mhm.
invite 10, you'll have 5 that come. Invite 15, you're going to have 10 that come. So do that. And it'll turn into business for you for the future. I promise you that. People want to know you. They want to know you care about them.
Does anybody have any other questions that they want to ask or just jump in? Pam?
I have a question. I was just curious if you have any kind of different approach with maybe top agents that are with similar companies, like maybe a real brokerage or something like that. They're kind of already familiar with the idea of the passive income and the recruitment and stuff. Do you approach those agents in a different way, or do you kind of do the same thing?
That's a really good question, Pam. I love that question. Similarly, actually, and I do think that it does leave you more open. Like they might be more defensive. They could be. I'm not saying they are, but I'm over here. Like, why would I look at that kind of thing? Like, I would never look at Real just because I love my EXP company. But people become disenchanted. I mean, we just had the biggest Real attractor come to EXP.
Mm-hmm.
People have got to be wondering why. Like people are Real have got to be like, well, why'd she do that? So I think it's a massive opportunity right now to talk to people at
Correct.
Real. Absolutely. So I would lean into that. I would not start with that. I would just be like, hey, I know you're Real. I just curious what made you choose Real over EXP. Let them sell you. They're going to try to sell you. That's honestly what I would do with Real agents. I'd let them try to pitch me.
That's what I was kind of curious, like if I should just approach it like, tell me about Real. What makes you love them?
Well, I would say I would do it a little bit different. Yes, that's good. But I would do it more of a, why did you choose Real over EXP? I'm just curious. I'd love to. What made you decide Real was for you? Like I'm genuinely curious. What was it that made you so attracted? And I think come from a curiosity standpoint, but
Absolutely.
I wouldn't just say, why'd you choose Real? Like they're going to be able to recruit you. I'd say, hey, I made the decision to go here and I respect you so much. I'd just be curious what made you decide Real was the better fit for you. Cause I genuinely want to understand because you're this or that. And I want to know, cause I want to make sure I made a great decision. Like I want to make sure we're making good decisions here, and that's the approach I would take it. That way it gives you the door. Because if you just act like they're recruiting you and you do the bait and switch, that's not going to feel good.
Right. Yeah,
Right.
that makes sense.
And there's an interesting statistic. I wish Jean was still down here. I think it's about 9 people a day are coming back to
Yeah.
EXP. And we had a huge team. Tracy Franz, she pops in and out of this group every once in a while. She left, went to Real, lasted 2 weeks, and is back already. So you never know. And if someone has left your team or left your organization, call them,
Yes.
give them a call back and ask them, hey, how's it going? Be
Yeah.
really concerned, invite them to these groups. You never know what's going on the other side. And I'm going to give you a little teaser because we only have 3 minutes left. Ashley just joined with a baby.
I love it.
Okay. there, you guys are gonna be blown away, and I'm telling you right now, I'm not gonna go into detail on it, because Brent was trying to explain it to us at breakfast the other morning. Shelley, you're going to Dallas on this. EXP, our leadership is gonna roll out the most amazing way to attract, get support, and have you guys be almost in everybody's organization. It is so freaking cool. So that's coming, I think, in June, or you're going.
But it's coming in, you'll get more. It's going to be, it's exciting. Just know that it's going to be great. It's what's happening with our company is super, Peggy's right, is super exciting. And the opportunity, like I remember, just imagine the wave and swim really hard right now, because the harder you swim, the bigger the bigger wave you're going to pick up, the better you're going to do, the better your family's going to do. So it's going to be really exciting. Right now is the time to really be building these relationships so that you're ready to go.
Build relationships, and I'd love for you to build relationships. Like now you've got a relationship with Shelley. We've had Phil on. Next week, we've got Beth Silverman on. Start building relationships. Go to these events so you connect with these top producers. You have no idea how much this is going to change your life in the coming months. And I don't mean to give you a teaser, guys, and I was debating whether I was going to do this or not, but just trust us, because I don't even understand the whole thing. And Brent was trying to,
I don't think none of us do, but
you know, none of us understand it yet, but you got to believe that this is going to be a game changer. And you are going to be able, when you are talking to people in different states, you're going to be able to say, hey, my team member, my business partner, Veronica in Orlando is going to help you. So just putting a little teaser. The other thing that I want to let you know real quick is that we are doing our 3rd annual Wake Up Wednesday retreat at Jean and Susan's home in Texas on Cedar Creek Lake. It is the first week in May. It will sell out. If you are interested in going, please call me. It's for male, female, you know, it's not just a women's group, but it's a game changer. And I have heard how it has absolutely changed people's lives. So if you are interested in going, let me give you my cell phone number, 860-638-7944. First week of May, please just look into it. I don't have to beg people to go because it will sell out. I just would love for more people to have an opportunity to be there. Shelley.
For sharing that. It's gonna be awesome. Hey guys, if you want to follow me on my Instagram handle is Shelley Johnson RE Coach on Instagram. I share like tips and tricks and stuff I do all the time. So I love doing that. So if you follow me, I'll be sharing lots of stuff there too.
Cool. You guys, let's just give her a huge, I mean, unmute yourselves if you want to, but thank you, Shelley, so much. It was absolutely fantastic. I'll see you later before I leave. Bye, guys.
Sorry, I missed you. I just said
See you in
say
Cabo.
Don't forget your
hi.
Yes, if you're new to this call, go to Workplace and join the Wake Up Wednesday group. You'll get all the informations and postings on that. So Workplace, Wake Up Wednesday, we're all good. Love you guys. Love the baby, Ash. She's awake.
Sarah and the baby are matching today. Look, y'all have the same exact color.
Look at that.
Adorable, Ashley.
So
Oh,
fast.
she's adorable.
Thank
You, Shelley. Thank you, Peggy.
Thank you,
Hi, baby.
Shelley.
Oh my gosh, she's mini Ashley.
She
Totally.
is.
Oh
She is my
gosh,
twin, man.
identical. How beautiful. God bless.
Thank you.
Hi, baby.
What's your Instagram handle?
Girl, I'll shoot you a text, okay?
Cool.
Bye guys.
Bye, guys.
Thank
Thank you, guys.